welcome back to my channel. From the starting of the year 2020, the world has been going through a lot of crisis, a pandemic, and now at last the Indian government is facing a lot of issues, or the Indian army is facing a lot of issues in the border of the country. Like we all know, there has been a fight between India and China along the border for decades together. We know these two are the nuclear powers of the world and separated just by a single line, that is the Himalayas. So, guys, now China has been creating lot of issues, and sometimes they once all the media reported that the Chinese troops came inside 60 square kilometer inside the Indian territory, but the India every media and everyone reported that, but the Indian media never, or sorry, the Indian army never accepted that. And now there had been allegedly imposed that Chinese army is kidnapping people from the Arunachal Pradesh, or the top of the country, the Arunachal Pradesh, which is included in the 7 states. We all know, like India is a very civilized country, but the most uncivilized are like people who still go for hunting for their food is present only in this state, that is Arunachal Pradesh. And many are reporting since September 5th that there had been kidnaps by the Chinese army. They have kidnapped many people. On September 5th, there was a message on Twitter that 5 people have been kidnapped. But yesterday, officially, CNN News, international news, has officially said that it is not about kidnapping 5 people, it is about kidnapping hundreds and hundreds of people. It is officially confirmed, guys. And now let's see something which is said by the Indian government. India sends hotline message to China over alleged kidnapping. And Indian cabinet minister said a hotline message had been sent to the Chinese army. An allegation that 5 men were kidnapped by Chinese troops was first tweeted on 5th September by an Indian lawmaker from Arunachal Pradesh state. Relations between the power have been deteriorating since a clash in June. Kiran Rijiju, India's Minister of State for Minority Affairs, who is from isolated border state of Arunachal Pradesh, where the kidnapping reportedly took place, said a military hotline designed to help diffuse border tensions and had been activated to send message to China's military. China's foreign minister spokesperson Zhao Lijian said Beijing had no details to release yet about the incident, adding that China had never recognized so-called Arunachal Pradesh, which is China's South Tibet region. Arunachal Pradesh lawmaker Tapir Gao had earlier tweeted that alleged abduction happened on 3rd September near the border. He did not give any more details. Relations have been steadily deteriorating since June, when 20 Indian soldiers were killed in a skirmish in the disputed Ladakh border area. China did not comment on report that it has also suffered casualties. In August, India accused China of provoking military tensions at the border twice within 1 week. Both charges were denied by China, which said that the border standoff entirely India's fault. India accused the Chinese of amassing of large number of troops, aggressive behavior, and attempts to unilaterally alter the status quo. While there has been no fresh violence, minor skirmishes have been reported, with analytics describing the situation at the border as fluid since June. Both countries regularly accuse each other of instigating the fight in the Himalayan region of Ladakh by crossing the border, a poorly demarcated line that snakes through the inhospitable terrain. Despite several rounds of military and diplomatic talks, the nuclear armed neighbors have failed to resolve their border disputes. Now let's see something what happened in June. Media reports said troops clashes on ridges at a height of nearly 4,300 meters, that is 14,000 feet, on steep terrains, with some Indian soldiers falling into the fast flowing Galwan River in sub zero temperatures. At least 76 Indian soldiers were reportedly injured in addition to the 20 dead. China has not released any information about the casualties on its side. The fight took place without any firearms because of 1996 agreement barring guns and explosives from the area. Why did the troops clash now? The line of actual control, as the disputed border between the two nations, is known as poorly demarcated. The presence of rivers, lakes, and snow caps means the line can shift. The soldiers on either side, presenting two of the world's largest armies, come face to face at many points. India has accused China of sending thousands of troops into Ladakh's Galwan Valley and says China occupies 38,000 square kilometers, that is 14,700 miles, of its territory. Several rounds of talks in the last 3 decades have failed to resolve the boundary disputes. The two countries have fought only one war so far in 1992 when India suffered a humiliating defeat. There are several reasons why tensions have risen recently, but competing strategic goals lie at the root, and both sides blame each other. India's new road, in the experts say, is the most and vulnerable area along the border in Ladakh. Could boost Delhi's capability to move men and material in case of conflict. Analyzers says India's decision to ramp up infrastructure seems to have infuriated Beijing. And now, guys, this happened like from the month of June until date, like September 5th, or this kidnapping took place till then. But today morning there has been a shootout that has been taken place in the border between the Indian army and the Chinese army. Now let's say what is the accusation kept by Chinese government. Once again, guys. So guys, China and India accuse each other of firing shots as border tension escalate. New Delhi, CNN. China and India have accused each other's troops of firing of warning shots during a confrontation on Monday on their disputed border in the Himalayas, as marked escalation in tension between the two nuclear powers. The incident is reportedly the first time shots have been fired along the Sino-Indian border in more than 4 decades. But both the sides have blamed the other for violating bilateral agreements and taking provocative actions. In a statement on Monday night, a spokesperson for the Chinese People Liberation's Army Western Theater Command said Indian troops illegally crossed the line of actual control (LAC), the loosely defined demarcation line that separates the two countries, and entered the Siapeno mountain region near the southern bank of Penang TSO, a strategically located lake in the western section of the 2,100-mile, 3,379 kilometers long border. Indian troops brazenly fired warning shots at Chinese border patrol troops who came up to negotiate, and the Chinese border troops were forced to take countermeasures to stabilize the situation, said Senior Colonel Zhang Shuli. the Chinese military spokesperson without specifying what those countermeasures were. Calling it as a serial military provocation, Zhang asked the Indian side to immediately stop dangerous actions, strictly restrain frontline troops, and seriously investigate and punish personnel who fired shots to ensure similar incidents do not occur again. On Tuesday, the Indian army rejected China's accusations and called the statement an attempt to mislead their domestic and international audience. It is said that Indian troops had exercised great resistance and behaved in a mature and responsible manner, and instead accused the Chinese military of blandly violating agreements and carrying out aggressive maneuvers. According to India, it was the Chinese troops who attempted to close in on the forward positions held by Indian soldiers along the border. When dissuaded by Indian troops, the Chinese People's Liberation Army (PLA) soldiers fired a few rounds in the air in attempt to intimidate them. A statement from the Indian military said. At no stage has the Indian army's transgressed across the LAC or resorted to use any of aggressive means, including firing, the statement said. First shots in decades. This is believed to be the first shots that have been fired along the Sino-Indian border since 1975, when 4 Indian soldiers were killed by Chinese troops in a remote pass on the eastern end of the border. According to Harish V. Pant, a professional of international relations of King's College London, on Tuesday, Zhao Jin, a spokesperson for India's foreign minister, confirmed that the incident was the first shooting along border in 45 years and claimed that the Indian side fired shots to the Chinese border troop first. The tranquility is interrupted by the shots. The Chinese side always stressed that both sides should peacefully settle our differences, that dialogue and consultation, Zhao said at a news conference. So guys, that's all this about the what's happening in the border. But like yesterday I spoke a topic about ban of PUBG in India and a tragedy that happened due to PUBG. So the PUBG officials has today confirmed that PUBG is going to be unbanned in India. So guys, now let's see why it is getting unbanned. See guys, like because first of all you should see why it was banned. Like yesterday I said, it was banned only because it was a Chinese app, and the PUBG's only 10% of PUBG Corporation's share was in Tencent Games. And the PUBG officials now spoke to the Indian government and asked the reason, why did you remove the PUBG from your Indian servers and what should we do to bring it back into India? And the Indian government said, we removed you only because you are a Chinese app. If you remove your shares from Tencent Games, we will allow you back into our country. So the Tencent Games director or CEO, the PUBG Corporation CEO said that, okay, we'll remove our shares from Tencent Games and we'll launch back into India. And now many of them will have confusions like, who is going to now buy PUBG Mobile? So actually what they have confirmed is going to be, no one is going to buy PUBG Mobile. It is going to be, everything is going to be launched from PUBG Corporation, which is the the founder of PUBG Mobile for PC version, Xbox version and the PS4 version. So guys, that's all in today's video. Meet you all in the next video. If you like the video, like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any other topic to talk like this, please mention it in the comment. I will surely try to speak about that. So guys, thank you. Meet you all in my next video.